Every business starts at the ground level, but businesses need to soar like a hot air balloon in order to grow. And we introduce to you Keppel Offshore and Marine, a business leader in the offshore and marine industry that now needs to empower a greener change. Keppel has come a long way since the 1960s, adopting a successful geographic strategy termed near market, near customer, and they specialize in shipbuilding, offshore drilling, and floating platform constructions, among others. It is a known fact that Keppel is a global conglomerate, but with the changing face of the industry and increased government scrutiny on the environment in recent years, is challenged with a decreasing potential demand for oil rigs. Therefore, in order to continue to compete and grow, it is imperative for Keppel to embrace sustainability as the ultimate target. So to achieve sustainable growth from the current standing, Keppel needs to overcome 4 key barriers. The first barrier lies in the cyclical volatility of the offshore and marine industry due to its inherent nature, as well as with regards to the ever-changing prices of new rigs and ships. The second barrier is the shrinking growth space that Keppel is encountering. This is attributed to the emergence of competition in the industry. Next, Keppel is also perceptibly pressurized to become operationally greener. The fourth and last barrier is the difficulty of managing its increasingly global human resources, which will be spread all over the world as Keppel expands and as its operations globalize. Therefore, to overcome these barriers, we have come up with 4 recommendations that Keppel should undertake.
The business cycle management is an ongoing strategy that Keppel should seek to implement. During a recession, Keppel should acquire more companies while seeking efforts to clinch more project-based contracts during good times. During an economic boom, companies in general will have more financial resources to invest in. By leveraging on the positive economic growth, Keppel can invest in these companies to grow profits. With the strategic business cycle management, Keppel will be able to better utilize its resources. Besides, Keppel can look into diversifying into other sectors. Currently, Keppel is specialized in the following: specialized shipbuilding including multi-purpose offshore support vessels, tugboats, and pipelay ships, designing and building of mobile offshore rigs, and in the marine industry, Keppel possesses the know-how in the repair, conversion, and upgrading of a diverse range of vessels. Keppel can seek to position itself as a one-stop center providing offshore marine services. We propose that Keppel diversifies into decommissioning of oil rigs services. By doing so, clients can not only approach Keppel for offshore marine services, but also for decommissioning of oil rigs. Why decommission oil rigs? Currently, there's a rising demand for rig decommissioning with 600 oil rigs waiting to be decommissioned in 2020, and coupled with our expertise in marine engineering, this will be a viable strategy. We recommend Keppel to tie up with SureClean Company, which has competencies in decommissioning projects both onshore and offshore. SureClean also has trained and experienced teams that can aid Keppel in ensuring that the decommissioning site is hydrocarbon and hazard-free, minimizing the impact of decommissioning process on the workforce and environment. Through this strategy, Keppel can differentiate itself from competitors while achieving a NPV of 1.6 billion. Keppel can also look into strategic partnerships with eFlux, a wholly owned subsidiary of HyFlux that focuses on energy-related activities. eFlux aims to adopt the most advanced and environmentally friendly technologies to solve the world's energy problems by recycling used oil. Using the HEMS, HyFlux Advanced Membrane System, a technology that removes contaminants in used oil and recycles it into high-value recovered base oil, Keppel is able to tap on eFlux expertise to ride the waves of change in a sustainable way. Another strategy that Keppel can adopt in the long run is to expand into other energy sectors, such as building offshore wind farms. As fossil fuel is a non-renewable resource and will continue to decline at an exponential rate in the coming years, it's crucial for Keppel to look into such viable strategies. Why go into wind energy? Wind energy is clean and potential for growth is limitless. At the same time, Keppel can capitalize on their offshore capabilities when it goes into offshore wind farms. Keppel can tap on its Nanyang shipyard to collaborate with Chinese governments and firms to seek the relevant expertise in building offshore wind farms. A good example for Keppel would be to partner with Sinovia Wind Company, a Chinese state-owned firm that engages in developing, engineering, manufacturing, and marketing of the wind turbine generator system. We believe that such companies, coupled with a strong emphasis in China on sustainability and clean energy, will allow Keppel to move forward in years to come. We estimate the net present value to be 86 million.
Let us now look at how we are able to implement these 4 recommendations within the next few years, starting from the current year of 2007. Keppel should immediately start managing the business cycles effectively. Thus, to kick off, they should adopt more stringent procedures when undertaking projects, thereby choosing only profitable and reliable ones. Keppel should also start sourcing for reputable clients to work with during the economy boom and then capitalize on the opportunity presented by the downturns to acquire companies for expansion, and then to convince major stakeholders and shareholders on why Keppel should manage the business cycles effectively. A comprehensive cost and benefit analysis must be provided at the start, from the lower to the top management. Next, for vertical integration, Keppel is to enter into negotiations in 2007 to partner with SureClean. Currently, Keppel should also invest in appropriate technologies for the decommissioning of oil rigs, so after 2 years, Keppel will be able to commence on the decommissioning line. In 2007, Keppel should also enter into negotiations with eFlux on a possible strategic partnership. If the negotiations turn out to be successful, Keppel should then start on conducting research and development to further improve the high-flux advanced membrane systems technology. This partnership will continue, and ongoing R&D should not be neglected. Lastly, for our long-term recommendation of expanding into the alternative energy sector, Keppel should start looking into the feasibility of going into the wind energy segment, as it is a clean energy sector where the potential for growth is limitless. This should be carried out in 2011 after the execution of the other 3 recommendations. However, it is also vital for us to consider the inherent risks that come with those strategies devised. The first risk is the increased environmental risks that tag along proportionately with the number of Keppel's projects. Thus, Keppel should step on regulating its projects, conduct more checks on its impact on the environment, as well as to maintain an adherence to certain strict standards. The second risk identified is the fall of Keppel's share prices as it engages in decommissioning services. This is due to the large amount of capital invested in this vertical integration. Hence, what we suggest is for Keppel to provide a detailed cost and benefit analysis for the shareholders to realize the economic viability of this project. Lastly, competition from firms that provide free decommissioning services like in Bangladesh pose a major risk and threat to Keppel. However, when partnered with SureClean, Keppel will be walking the green path where the removed oil rigs will be recycled. All in all, Keppel must empower a greener future by undertaking all of our 4 recommendations. Once it does so, Keppel Offshore and Marine will be sweetly poised for a greener success and ultimately achieve its goal of sustainable growth.